everybody. Bob Ciccarello. Welcome to another edition of The Voice of Bodybuilding. Today, we're going to focus on a recent development that's taken place that, of course, is questioning what role is the athlete's rep. Well, first of all, I am the official IFBB Pro League athlete's rep. I've been in position for, I don't know, it's got to be close to 20 years now. Big shout out to my buddy Rob Wilkins, who was the first athlete liaison, then followed up by Sean Ray, and then I took over the spot somewhere around 2002 or so. That said, the reason I took the position was I thought the athletes needed representation and that there was a lot of changes that I saw that I could implement, ideas I had in my head for some years. Now, that said, let me give you the process because last video I did mention where I put in a few divisions, but let me clarify that as to how it works, because that doesn't really explain how the process works. Okay, as the athlete's rep, I take ideas that I've got. I've gotten input from a lot of different athletes around the world for many years now, and I take those ideas and suggestions and whatnot to the Pro League. Now, the Pro League has a committee, okay? What I do is I put it in a proposal form, submit it to the league, and then we discuss it, debate it, whatever, and then vote on it. It's either adopted or it's not adopted officially. So, in my many capacities of what you wear a lot of different hats as the athlete's rep, writing visas, letters of recommendations, working with contracts, working with athlete complaints or issues that might arise. But most notably, what I felt the need for at that point, and this was, again, going back some years now, is putting in a few different divisions. At the time, we had, bodybuilding, of course, women's bodybuilding, figure was kicking around at that point, and fitness. And that was it. So I saw a need for the bodybuilders to expand more as the weight discrepancy was growing bigger and bigger with the guys putting on more muscle over the years, whether you like that or don't like it. It became apparent that the smaller guys, or shorter, should we say, needed their own platform. So what I did is I put a proposal in for the 210 division. Now, that eventually became the 212, but it was adopted and voted on, and we agreed, and we put that in. And that has led to a lot of opportunity for a lot of athletes all the years, where they wouldn't have had a platform normally, or maybe not been able to be competitive with guys that are 40, 50, 60 pounds heavier than they are, more now these days. It did provide a great opportunity, and I'm very proud of that work. That said, also put in 4 proposals for women's physique and bikini, believe it or not. That was actually put in before the other 2. All have been successful. All have led to a lot of opportunities for many, many different athletes over the years. So this is created. It's a trickle down, right? I mean, you got a platform to compete. You got titles you can earn. You can amass a bigger following, as obviously social media has come in, not in the old days, but since that time, which has led to greater opportunities in business, in guest posing, in representation of putting their own shows together, and so on and so forth. So, but that's the process in which what I take and do goes through with the Pro League, okay? So nobody's a one-man band here, all right? These things are all brought together and put before names that you're all familiar with: Jim Mannion, Sandy Williamson, Big Steve, Gary Udit, Tyler now, obviously, who has since become the vice president of the company, doing a great job. And input from many of the people that have been around: JM, Debbie Mannion, so on and so forth. So, in a nutshell, that's what I do. Some questioners have brought in that, there's people that don't know you're the athlete's rep. Well, let me take this opportunity to introduce myself, okay? For those new pros out there, and we got a whole bunch of new ones, all right? This ain't the old days. A lot of new pro cards, a lot of opportunity for a lot of different athletes. So, yes, some of you just got their pro card at the Universe, which was held 2 weeks ago, probably has no idea that I'm the athlete's rep. So this is a great opportunity. You can email me anytime, ifbbprorep@aol.com. Yes, I still have an AOL account, okay? I'm old. So you got questions, concerns, questions about the judging, the criteria, things that you think maybe need explanation. Hit me up with anything. I'll be more than happy to get back with you and explain it. Not all ideas are good ones, everybody, okay? So a lot of the stuff that was going around this week, for those that are following the recent thread, listen, a lot of these things have been talked about to death for years. This isn't exactly new, okay? there are logistical reasons why some things can be done and some things can't. Why can't there be consistency across the board? Why can't we have the lighting the same at every show? Or why can't we have a certain backdrop or different things? Listen, these things, again, this is not new material. There's a lot of reasons behind these. Different promoters put on different shows. This is not a federation issue. It's not even an athlete's rep issue, okay? These are things that I've brought up personally before. I know there's been a lot of discussion about, LED screens, whether they're good, bad, or ugly. Listen, I'm not a big fan, to be honest with you guys. I've always been very vocal with my opinions on things. I'm not a big fan of LED screens for a few different reasons. One is photography. And talk to any photographer and they'll tell you it's very difficult to get better shots with that. 2, they're very costly. 3, light coming back is never good, obviously, when you've got an audience. And 4, if you've got a pay-per-view involved, you're not going to get as good a shot as you are if it was a non-LED backdrop. But it doesn't actually have to be a plain black backdrop either to make it or break it. Like this is 1978. There is a middle ground in there. And you see many, many shows and many promoters who do a great job of having beautiful backdrops. Ed Pariso and Betty, good friends of mine, I've been working with for many years. Their backdrops are some of the best in the business. And yes, it's a big name of the show and all that. There's not a lot of sponsor stuff on there. It looks very clean, very nice, and very professional. But it's not just plain either, all right? There's also more than one division. So for all you guys out there, and I know there's a lot of bodybuilding fans out there, okay? The sport is a lot different than it was 20 years ago. It's not just about the actual bodybuilding division, okay? Most of the competitors are women these days, especially if you go into the NPC amateurs. 2/3 are women at some of the shows. They got a lot of divisions and a lot of numbers and a lot of people. I've never heard one request for just black backdrops from a bikini competitor or a women's physique competitor or fitness, who actually like all the energy and one of my favorite divisions. So there's a lot more to take in and digest when we're talking about what's best and whole for the sport. Even though technically I was put in as the men's athlete representative, I've always represented all the divisions. And that said, two of the three divisions that I put in are women's divisions. So I've always looked out for the athletes in a whole. Okay, and that's what an athlete's rep should do. Again, you got questions or concerns, you got clarification on something, let me know. Email me. This is your opportunity. ifbbprorep@aol.com. I'll get back with you. I'll give you a logical reason as to why things can or can't happen. Listen, I'm not saying that there's no change involved. Listen, we've changed a lot over the course of the last, let's just say, 25 years. Okay? Not everything's a home run, okay? Some things work, some things don't, and some things you tweak. It doesn't mean we're not listening out there. It doesn't mean the Pro League doesn't care. Okay? What it means is that there's probably just things that you don't know about, so I'll be more than happy to explain as to why things are done the way they are or why they can or can't happen. So I hope this clears up a few things. If you've got any interest in what the Pro League does, how it functions, rules, regulations, let me know, folks. I'm here to help, okay? But listen, take this opportunity to pass this along. Everybody's got a platform. Everybody's got a following. So if everybody shares this and puts it out, it's not about getting likes or followers or anything like that. This is actually putting out the relevant information that people need to know right now, okay? You want to know who the rep is? It's me. You're watching them, all right? Hope that clears some things up. We'll catch you guys next time here at The Voice of Bodybuilding.